Hello, today we'll be learning about ellipses. So last time we talked about ellipses that were centered at the origin. Today we'll be talking about ellipses that are centered at h comma k. So we have two new equations. They're basically the same equation. The only thing that's been added to it is our h and our k. So the first equation is going to be used for a horizontal ellipse. The second equation will be used for a vertical one. The properties that we learned last time are still true. So A is still going to be from the center to the vertex on both cases. Your B is still going to be from the center to the co-vertex. And then your C from the foci on either side to the center. And then remember, same thing for the A and the B on both sides. So if we look at the equations now, to find the foci, if it is horizontal, now you have to take into consideration the x value over the center, which is h, and then just add c to it. Same thing for the other one, but it's going to be with the k since it's going up or down depending on the situation. Same thing for the vertices. So now to find the vertex, you're going to take the h, which is here, and then add the a to it to get to this point. Same thing for this one, but again, you're going to take the k because the h is not going to change. Your Pythagorean relation is still going to be true, same as before. Again, all we did was translate the ellipse. So let's practice how to find some of these properties. So given this problem, we're going to find the center, the vertices, and the foci. So the one that's the easiest to find is going to be the center. So we're going to use the +2 and the -5 to find it. And when we do it, we'll have found the center. All we have to do is change the signs. You see a +2, so the x value is going to be -2. You see a -5, so your y value is going to be 5. So again, to find the center, you're going to use the sign, the opposite sign of what you see in your equation. Now we need to find the vertices and the foci. So in order for us to do that, we have to figure out if it's a horizontal ellipse or a vertical one. So we're going to be looking at the numbers. So the larger number is 49, so that A will come from there. And then the B will come from the 9. So the square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 9 is 3. So now we know that we have a vertical ellipse with the center at -2, 5. So let's find the vertices first. So we know our ellipse is going to be like this. Our center is going to be -2, 5. And then we're going to be adding 7 units to the top and 7 units to the bottom, being your A's. So to find the vertices, we know that our x value of -2 will not change, but our y value will change by 7. So take your 5, add 7 to it, so that will give us 12. To find our second answer, again, your -2 will not change, but now you will subtract 7 from the 5. So 5 minus 7 will give us -2, and then those will be our vertices. To find the foci, we do have to use the Pythagorean relation. A squared equals b squared plus c squared. So again, a is equal to 7, b is equal to 3, and then c we don't know, we need to find it. 7 squared is 49, 3 squared is 9, plus c squared, so subtract 9 from both sides. So c squared equals 40, take the square root of it. So again, it will be somewhere here in between the center and the vertex. So to find the foci, the -2 will not change, but the y value will. So it'll be 5 plus the square root of 40. and then negative 2, 5, minus the square root of 40. You can convert it to a decimal if you want, and then you will see that it's actually between the 5 and the 12, and the 5 and the negative 2. So again, that's pretty easy. Keep in mind that you do have to figure out if it's vertical or horizontal, because depending on which one you're using, make sure you use the correct equations and how to find them. On the next one, they're going to give you some properties, and your job is to figure out what the actual equation for the ellipse is. So find the standard form of the equation of the ellipse with the major axis endpoints of negative 2, negative 1, and 8, negative 1, and whose minor axis has a length of 8. So if you remember, the endpoints of the major axis are going to be your vertices. Same thing, just another way that they can say it. I do like to draw a little diagram to help me and use some of that stuff to find what I'm looking for, visualize it better. So I'm going to plot negative 2, negative 1, and then I'm going to plot 8, negative 1. And then they told us that the minor axis has a length of 8. So remember, the minor axis is related to B. Half of the major axis is B. So now we know that B is equal to 4. And now we also know that it's going to be a horizontal ellipse. We can use the major axis endpoints or vertices to find the center. So all we have to do is use the midpoint formula, which is going to be x1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. So to find the midpoint, all we have to do is add up the x values. So negative 2 plus 8 and divide that by 2 to find the y. Negative 1 plus negative 1 over 2. So negative 2 plus 8 is 6. 6 divided by 2, and then that will be negative 2 over 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and the negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So our center is actually at 3, negative 1. And then again, your B is 2 and 2. So we can actually use that to figure out the actual shape. So it's going to be something similar to that. Obviously, I'm a little off. But now we know that our standard equation is going to be x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared. So we have actually found b already, so we can start replacing some of the stuff. So b is going to be 4 squared, which is 16. And then we can use this to figure out what a is. So remember, a is the distance from the center to the vertex, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 squared will be 25. And then this should be x minus something squared. So again, we have already found the center, which is 3, negative 1. So it'll be the opposite sign. So this is a positive, so this should be a minus x minus 3. And then a y opposite of negative 1, which is a plus 1. And then remember, it's always equals 1. So that will be the equation that we're looking for. X minus 3 squared over 25 plus y plus 1 squared over 16 equals 1. So this will be it. Make sure you practice some other problems. Thank you.